Welcome to our tipped questions go through for the ACCA SBL December 2024, the Rodnim business case. Now it's important not just to go through the Preseen, guessing what topics may come up, but it's more important that you go through my tipped questions and the mock exams and to go through the debrief and to make sure they understand the writing style that may help you pass this exam more easily, even though you haven't got time to go through the entire Preseen or to study the SBL, but going through these videos, debrief videos, and it will certainly help with a pass in the SBL in the upcoming sitting. Now, let's move on to the question 2 here. We are talking about the potential customer relationship management system, because in your Preseen, that currently, if you go through the system, that we haven't got the CRM system currently at the Rodnim business. Now this is why I've written 2 exhibits. Number 2 is all about the net present value analysis. Now, what I would do is that firstly, part A, describe the potential benefit. Alright. Now, benefit, which means advantages, introducing the CDMS at Rodnim. Now, the CDMS, short for Customer Database Management System. Right. Including how it would address the identified client engagement and retention issues. So this means that within your benefit, you will need to touch on how you will engage with the client and how you will retain the client in your business. Now, we are given 10 marks here. So how many points that we can write? Now, from my perspective, you can write about 5 points, and each point will be 2 sentences. It will be enough. Now, part B critically evaluates the NPV analysis. Okay, so the way that we deal with the numbers will certainly be the line by line comment. I need to question the validity of the underlying assumptions and providing recommendations for improvement as well. Okay, so what we need to do is that we can build in our thought of how we improve each line of a figure, okay, later on. Now we're given 10 marks here, so my experience told me that for the numbers related question, it does not really matter, but it's important that you focus on each line that given by the examining team and you comment on those, and that will be enough. So although we are given the professional marks of the analysis, I always tell my students just to ignore that, okay? Because it's important that you focus on the main body of your answer, not the professional ones, because if you got high marks in the part A and part B, and you will get high marks in the professional marks as well. Okay. Now let's move on. Exhibit 1. Rodnim is facing challenges in retaining clients and increasing repeat business, which is important to maintain the competitive edge. Current market research highlights that we lack a comprehensive understanding of the client base, resulting in unsophisticated and ineffective client engagement strategies. All right, it's just to be the background information here. Now, my advice to you is that firstly, why not to draw a picture so you can have more ideas in answering these questions without correct answers. Now here, because we are saying that we are the Rodnim business, follow me, and we don't have any CRM system, or we don't really understand our clients so well. This is why we're introducing a particular CRM system, but here we're talking about the CDMS, okay, it's the Customer Database Management System. It does not really matter there. So our focus will be on our client. All right. Now, if I were you, by introducing this system, the first thing is we can solve or to reduce that threat, which means we can better understand our client. So if that's the case, then clients will be happy in dealing with us. So the second benefit would certainly be the retention will improve. And as a result of it, you can better understand clients. Clients will have his own activities, so it will reduce the potential delay when we are managing the events. And possibly we can help clients grow, and we can help clients grow, and clients will be happy. If clients will be happy, more repeated business with us. So more repeated business with us, so we can predict the demand of the business from them. Okay, so at least I can come up with 4 points there. And of course, when understanding the clients, not only that we can understand their preference, but also we can understand the client. So not only we understand their behavior or preference, what they like, but at the same time, we can understand their detailed profit. Okay, so we can focus on the top players or the top clients more easily. So as you can see there, so it is another 1, so which means 1 tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, and 4 ticks, and 5 ticks there. Okay. Now, another way that you can answer the part A is that you're always being given the clues in the exhibits, and you can comment on those. So, for example, this is leading to missed opportunities for target marketing. Okay, so this means that introducing such a system, we can have more opportunities, and so we can understand who will be our key clients. And poor client retention, so we can solve this. And reducing market share against the established competitors, so which means that we can improve the demand and to improve the market share. So basically, we've got 3 advantages that we can expand our answer. So to address this, the management team is considering the development of and the implementation of the CDMS that includes the loyalty program. All right. So which means that we can introduce the potential discount to the repeated client. The system aims to consolidate clients' data, so it means that consolidate means to centralize the system, and of course it's very good for our business because we are a centralized business and all the information can be shared, not just for the detailed managers, but also Amanda and Safi can get access to the information to make decisions more quickly. Enabling personalized engagement, okay, so we can better understand their behavior, which means personalized, okay, so we can help with the target marketing there, and to improve operational efficiency, which means reducing delay, okay, we can understand better. Okay, right, so by focusing on this, you can have these information as your headings. Alternatively, you can have a mind map brainstorming exercise such as this. It's entirely up to you there. Okay, let me write the answer down one by one. Okay, plan the answer firstly. It's important that in this exam, don't use the freestyle, but to use the structured approach and to make sure that you touch the point, and we can mark your script according to the marking scheme, and then you touch the point, we give you mark. Simple as that. Now, part A, our aim is to write 5 points, but you don't really have to say this in the exam. But what I would do is that I would plan according to the headings. So usually, yes, you can plan by writing your answer or using the scratch pad. Now, firstly, I will solve the missed opportunities for target marketing. So I will use the headings for this. It will help with our target marketing. Right. Now, what I would do is that I would throw my point out, and then I will explain one step further, okay, as my second mark, because our aim for that is that for each heading I will include 2 simple sentences there. So for example, for target marketing, it's all about the personalized engagement. So which means that we can help to understand their individual client behavior, which means personalized, okay, engagement. So if that's the case, then the second sentence I can write is that I can identify what works best for them. And of course, we can keep them happier. I don't mind that you say that to change the word happier to improve net promoter score. Okay. Now 2 sentences, enough. Next part, don't over-explain one point. Okay, so another part is that we can help with the target marketing because we can improve the operational efficiency. So we can improve operational efficiency. Trying to use the information from the exhibit to help the market a bit further, because marketers marking your script according to the marking scheme. Okay, so they're like the robots really. They simply give a tick, 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 tick. Okay, or 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark for this. So make sure that you follow the structured approach rather than using the freestyle approach. Anyway, now the operational efficiency. So for example, it will reduce potential error. Because if you don't understand the client, we cannot target the client's specific needs, and even reducing delay in replying to them. Okay, so to explain this one step further, a bit tricky, because we are talking about the CRM, it's all about automated stuff. So what we can do is that we can also outline the feature of the automation. So for example, we can really automate the event scheduling, and even that we can track the supplier's timelines more closely, so we can keep customers happy or clients happy. Now, okay, finish off the first one, and how about the client's retention? It's quite poor at the moment. Okay, so client retention. Okay. So we can solve this issue. So by having the CRM system in place, of course, we can store the customer database, we can understand them better, we can give them loyalty, for example. So it will encourage repeat businesses. Now, how about the second point? Of course, by giving the loyalty program, that you are offering discount to them, so you can explain the feature of such a system. Okay, that's your second point. So it means that we will provide the loyalty, which means discount to them better. Okay, that's my second point. So another way that you can answer this is that you can retain the very important or vital clients, so to keeping the revenue stable. And of course, this is from the Preseen, of course. So to explain one step further, you can explain the features of that, or alternatively bring a bit information from the Preseen. It's entirely up to you there. Now, another one is that reducing market share, so we can keep our market share, or to improve the market share. Because having a system, so market share is all about revenue. Revenue includes price and demand. And so I would say that we can reasonably helping us to manage all the demand information and to predict demand possibly from the past more accurately. And of course, what explain one step further is that we estimate demand more accurately. So I think the next benefits to our business is that we can focus on the key client when we allocate resources. Okay. Now, how about the final one? I would say that we consolidate the client's data, and that could be another advantage, okay? Just extracting keywords, consolidation, which means centralization, in other words. So consolidation, which means that the whole business or the whole Rodnim can get access to the updated information timely. So it will be a benefit of that. Of course, you can bring a bit of Preseen, so because we are a smaller business, quite a small business, and dominated by 2 partners or the directors, by whatever names that you use or terms that you use, so we can understand the real-time information so to make proper decisions. Okay. Now, we mark the script, of course, relatively straightforward. There's no point in talking lots and lots about the Preseen, but what I could do is that 1 mark here, tick, 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 tick. Okay, 10 out of 10, which means I put a label next to that, which means max next to that. Okay, the first one, pretty good there. Now, how about for the second one? The financial appraisal of the project suggests that it's viable, showing the positive NPV. However, the detailed business case is required to justify the benefit and critically assess the assumptions made in a financial analysis. But if we are looking at the NPV analysis, surprisingly, it's negative rather than positive. So it seems to me that the accountant has done this wrong to a certain extent. So what we need to do in the exhibit number 2 there, part B, critically evaluate the NPV analysis. Now, what I would do is that to perform the NPV analysis, you need 3 things: the number of years in the future, relevant cash flows, and appropriate discount rate. So I would say that the system that lasting only for 5 years, okay, so not sure about that, whether or not this is right. So this is what we are required to do. So tell the examining team that this is all about the NPV. Number 1, the number of years. Okay, explain that just to be 5. Or you need to question that whether or not we can extend that number of years to more than 5 years. So more benefits that we can estimate from using the system. Secondly, the heavy focus will be line by line, focusing on each of the cash flows. So usually the examining team would do you a favor, okay, by giving you the assumptions behind the NPV analysis. So for example, the initial investment of 1,200,000 includes capital outlay, which means to spend money out, implementing the CDMS, integrated with our current system, data migration and training of the staff. So what do you think? Well, it seems that we input all the money now, which means that year naught, including training the staff. But the experience shows us that when we train the staff, we'll pay the training fees, or we will suffer from the errors made by the staff continuously over the years. So it's questionable that the initial investment just in year naught. So we need to question that on that. Why not to spread that over 5 years? And this is how we do it. Now, before we move any further, let's analyze the style of the answer. Firstly, I give my point out, okay, and then I will explain things one step further because the examining team asks us to evaluate the assumptions. So this is why I think the assumptions, why not? Okay, there might be a possibility. Okay, so don't use the first person in answering this question. Don't say, I think, in my opinion, don't say that. Okay, so very, very important. So number 2 is all about the operating cost is about 150 over the 5 years, not changing, including the annual maintenance, updates, license fees. Well, you can answer this in a variety of ways. Firstly, maybe subject to inflation, but not changing a figure over the years. That's questionable. You can get marks on that. Alternatively, you can say that whether or not you lock in the vendor's contract in advance, they can guarantee that you will pay 150 each and every year. We're not sure about that. But it seems to me that the maintenance fee will not be fixed in most circumstances. Okay, so the vendor or the supplier may charge you an extra fees on that if you're not locking into a fixed fee contract. So number 3, I would say to the examining team that the operating costs, it seems to be fixed over 5 years. So say alternatively, there might be a possibility that no inflation and whether not the maintenance fee will increase. Number 4, we also have got the additional contribution of 400 not changing, simply be quite a simplistic assumption that assuming that the selling price and even the demand will stay the same. But if you're offering the loyalty program, from my perspective, that the contribution may change. So number 4, the contribution, they say that it will be the same contribution, but alternatively, because of the loyalty program, the discount will not be the same because there will be various discounts offered. So the contribution, which means the sales revenue minus variable costs, may change as well. Okay, it's your one sentence there. Okay, make sure you're ready. Now, next one, the interest payable. I don't think that you will include the interest payable in the NPV calculation because interest would be included in the discount rate. Okay, so that's why it's wrong. So number 5, the interest, I would say that should not present in the NPV, but only include in the discount rate. Okay, otherwise you would double count this one. Net cash flows will sum things up. We don't really care, but tax rate remaining the same at 30%. So I would say that the tax rate, so 30% the same each and every year. Well, the assumption needs to be challenged because in Harland, because our country is called Harland, the tax rule may change. How about the discount factor of 10% there? Discount rate. Well, the discount rate stays the same over the years. Well, this assumption needs to be changed because the interests to finance the project may change. Because inflation will change. So as you can see, in the presence that we talk about the industry-related risk, and one of that would be the inflation economic issues, but this does not really matter. You don't have to bring in the present industry-related risk into your answer for this one, okay? So just make sure that, will change, and that will be your recommendation, and that's all you can do. So yes, I write 7 points on that, line by line solving all of these, and make sure that you check the assumptions mentioned by the examining team, and you comment on each of those, and you will gain the full mark. So I would say that, for example, is about the analysis for demonstrating the understanding of the NPV analysis. So there might be hidden marks on that, saying that the adding up the NPV is not correct. At the same time, that the interest payable should not be shown there. Okay, so number 8. So we add them up is negative, not positive. So I would say that there will be errors in that. Now, if you write these points using simple sentences, you will get very, very high marks in the SBL exam. Okay. Now, I'll show you my answer there. Okay, so you can download this copy and to read the answer on your phone. No problem for that whatsoever. And I look forward to your exam success in the SBL soon. And I wish you the best of luck. So make sure that you follow this approach to get the maximum marks in the SBL exam very soon there. Bye-bye.
APC, accounting for your future.